Hey everyone, this is my daughter Olivia. She's 12 years old and we were recently diagnosed with Sanfilippo type A syndrome. It is a terminal disease with no cure, treatment, or survivors. I get a lot of questions every day asking why she doesn't look like other kids with Sanfilippo syndrome. She often gets comments that we are lying about her disease or that she was misdiagnosed. So I'm going to talk about Olivia's type of Sanfilippo syndrome. Hi, I'm her mama. So, Olivia has Sanfilippo type A syndrome, which is the most severe form of Sanfilippo syndrome. However, hers is an attenuated form, which means slow progression and reduced in force, which is how she got that is her dad has a more severe mutation and I have a mild mutation, and my mutation is more dominant. So it is the reason why Olivia is attenuated. So as the disease progresses, because it is a progressive disease, her features will progress. So the coarse facial features, her skills, and her cognitive abilities will be slower progressing. So right now, yes, she does have thick, beautiful eyebrows and beautiful, juicy lips, and she does have the low nasal bridge. Right now, her features are not as prominent as the other kids you see on here, and that is because hers is a slower progressing form of Sanfilippo type A. So even though she does have the most severe form and it is attenuated, it is still terminal. There's still no cures or treatments for Olivia, even though hers is slow progressing. While we are grateful that it is slow progressing, because that might mean that we have her longer than the average lifespan of 12 to 20 years, that doesn't mean that Sanfilippo doesn't affect us the same way as it does other people, because we still are watching our daughter slowly regress. So Olivia right now is mostly affected with her memory and her cognitive ability. She's very much academically delayed. She's not able to read. She can write, but it's not legible very much. She does act more like she's around the ages of 3 to 5 years old, depending on what we are doing or what she's talking about. So even though it's slow progressing, we are still watching her slowly day to day lose some of those skills. So her speech gets worse. She talks really fast. She's unable to be really understood sometimes, but she's still able to walk and talk and eat. And so it throws a lot of you off. But Olivia does have Sanfilippo syndrome. It is a severe form of it. It's just slower progressing. So when you come on here and you see Olivia and she's still doing a lot of things at the age of 12 that children that are around 9, 10 years old, they're not able to do, or you see children who are in wheelchairs or not speaking or unable to eat with their mouth, they're on G-tubes, that does not mean that Olivia doesn't have it. It just means that her progression is slower. There are many forms of Sanfilippo syndrome. There's type A, B, C, and D, and within all of those, there are different mutation combinations. So no child on here is going to progress exactly the same. Some kids are affected with their mobility first, some kids are affected with their speech first, some kids are affected with their cognitive abilities first. With Olivia, she slowly started declining around second grade, and we went to numerous doctors because I, as her mom, saw the difference. I have an older child who is 16, so I went through all of this with her and then saw that Olivia was not progressing the same way. And she also has a 12-year-old brother who is her stepbrother, but they are exactly the same age. They're only about 20-something days apart. So we also noticed that what Colton was able to do at these ages, Olivia was unable to do. So we started seeing doctors, and they kept wanting to label her with autism and ADHD, but my gut was just telling me that that's not it. So we continued to see different doctors. I can probably count about 10 different doctors that we saw, different tutors. I mean, I've spent so much money trying to figure this out, and finally it was her liver doctor who agreed with me that it is something else, and she sent me to her friend who is a neurologist, and that neurologist also agreed that it was something else. So we initially tested her for autoimmune encephalitis. Because Olivia has 2 autoimmune diseases, it was something that made sense because autoimmune diseases piggyback on each other. However, that testing came back normal. So a lot of people, when they go to the doctor and they're like, oh, I got a normal test result, they're super excited because things are normal. But with Olivia, it was hard to get constant normal testing results because I knew in my gut something wasn't right. She wasn't progressing normally. She wasn't acting normally. She was not age appropriate. And so when we finally reached the end of all the testings that they could do, she ordered a genetic testing, and that is how we found out Olivia had Sanfilippo syndrome. So yes, I know a lot of you are like, there's no way she has that. Are you sure it's not this? Are you sure it's not that? I am 100% sure that it is nothing but Sanfilippo syndrome. Do I wish it was something else? 100% with all my heart. Do I wish I could change this outcome for her? Absolutely. But genetics don't lie. She got the mutations from me and her dad. We are just thankful that hers is attenuated, because that just might mean that we have her longer. But at the same time, it's kind of like a flip of the coin, because that means that we're going to have to watch Sanfilippo syndrome affect her longer. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I can do a Q&A series where I answer everybody's questions in one video. That way I'm not having to keep making separate videos, but hopefully that helps.